We are a team of experienced Salesforce consultants focused on helping businesses get the most out of their Salesforce investments. With over 160 projects delivered, 130 plus certifications, and a growing number of Salesforce Trailblazers, Amdrodd is all about building smart, efficient, and scalable solutions to real-world business problems. Next slide, please. At Amdrodd, we specialize in a wide range of Salesforce solutions, from Sales and Marketing Cloud to CPQ, Health Cloud, and DevOps, enabling us to deliver tailored end-to-end services across industries. Moving on to the next slide. I'm also happy to introduce our speaker for today, 𝗪𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗁, SPIFF consultant here at Amdrodd. Shiva brings over 13 years of experience in operations and process management. He has worked extensively across areas like project management, performance tracking, and process optimization, all of which are highly relevant to today's topic. In today's session, Shiva will introduce you to the fundamentals of SPM and give an overview of SPIFF, focusing more on the business aspects of these solutions. Of course, we will wrap up with a short Q&A, so feel free to note down your questions along the way. So without further ado, let me welcome Shiva for the presentation. Over to you, Shiva.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you for the quick round of introduction. Briefing on the topic. Thank you. So let's begin with the agenda of today. So I just want to cover the today's agenda. That is like we'll be understanding what is SPM. So which is the main component of the SPIFF topic what we are going to discuss today, and components of SPM. So what is SPIFF and SPIFF overview, the integration capabilities, and finally the Q&A session as mentioned by Justin. So yeah, let's get into the first slide. So before we understand about SPIFF, it is essential to know what is SPM. So that is a sales performance management suite. So why we call it as a suite? Because it's a package. So it's a package offered by Salesforce, which helps the sales industry to enhance their sales team performance. That is through helping them by tracking, managing. So that's where they'll help the organization in order to enhance their sales team performance. So what all it covers? So it covers the key areas like forecasting, training, quota management, activity tracking, and incentive planning. So incentive planning, which is our main topic, which is SPIFF. So it actually aligns with the sales effort with the company goals and drives performance improvement. So that is the intention of SPM. So what it monitors is the vital metrics such as target attainment, sales velocity, and cycle durations. And why it is introduced is the reason behind introduction of SPM is to automate our routine tasks. So obviously all the sales organization has their routine task and that needs to be automated. And that's the reason why SPM was introduced into the sales industry. So moving on to the next slide. So we'll be speaking about the components of SPM. So what are the components of SPM? So the first component of SPM is sales planning. The second would be Salesforce SPIFF. Third is Salesforce map, and the fourth is revenue intelligence. So first we'll be speaking about the sales planning. So sales planning is about setting the sales strategy to perform better. So in that way, Salesforce is assisting the sales industry in order to help the company to perform better by strategically managing their sales in order to bring a better sales performance. So next is our Salesforce SPIFF. Salesforce SPIFF is a automation tool which automates the incentive calculation. So this is a compensation management tool offered by Salesforce in order to make the life easy of a calculation of incentive or commission or any term of agent incentive, whatever we are finding it across the organization. To make that calculation better, the SPIFF has been introduced. And our next component is Salesforce map. So Salesforce map is actually a software which is offered by Salesforce in order to manage the sales across territories. So to manage the sales across territories, the Salesforce map can be utilized. And revenue intelligence. So revenue intelligence is an application or a tool offered by Salesforce through SPM suite. This is offered in order to to the management in order to plan their revenue growth better. So using the revenue intelligence tool, the company or the management can plan their growth of revenue to make the performance better in order to bring better sales and better performance with the representative of the sales organization. So let's move on to the next slide. I think we have covered the sales planning and SPIFF. Let's move on to the next slide. So yeah, we have also covered the Salesforce map and revenue intelligence tool. Revenue intelligence tool, as I said, it's a tool which will be used by the management in order to perform better in the market by making the revenue growth better. So our main topic for today is SPIFF, so which is the incentive compensation management tool. So as it is on the slide, SPIFF is Sales Performance Incentive Fund. That's the abbreviation of the SPIFF. So it's a powerful tool which makes the calculation. Which makes the calculation automated, which is actually being performed on the Excel in the today's situation, where it automates the incentive calculation. It makes the calculation transparent to the rep and the organization, and we can have a real-time management of this calculation. And this was actually offered by Salesforce and acquired in the year 2024, though it was existing from the beginning. So we'll move to the next slide. Okay, so now let's speak about who will be benefited from SPIFF. So who are the ones who are going to get benefited? It is sales rep and the companies. So how the sales rep is going to get benefited? So it's based on the transparency on the incentive calculation. So as you know that sales rep will be in a course of finding the opportunity, bringing the sales and increasing the sales. So in that course, he will not be able to look what is that he is going to attain by improvising the sales or bringing more sales to a particular firm. So by SPIFF, the calculation is automated. So when it is automated, we can see that particular calculation very much transparently over the application. So the rep can use this particular SPIFF tool in order to see his sales being made and what is the incentive he's going to make from that particular sales. So which in turn is going to motivate him into bringing more sales. So which is going to improvise the profit percentage of the company or bringing more sales. So the real-time update is being captured on the SPIFF tool while the rep is going to bring the sales. It is calculated in the backend, which is embedded within the SPIFF tool, and he can see his number upfront. So it is self-serve access. So it provides a self-serve access to the rep. While using this application, it is helpful for a rep to make all the decisions based on the sales that he is making, so that he'll know that what is that he is going to gain out of the sales that he is going to make. So how is that company is going to get benefited from SPIFF tool? So let's understand that. So for company, as we know that there are multiple products, multiple plans that will be brought in, calculating the incentives. So how are we going to embed them into multiple Excel files? So it is a tedious task, right, for a company to maintain multiple plans and multiple products and the incentive plan for each and every product differently. So that is made easy within the SPIFF tool for companies. So which makes this more scalable, and it's a streamlined process where it will help the audit ready feature as well. So company has to meet the accounting standard. So that will again be met through a SPIFF tool, and automating this calculation helps the company in improvising their calculation, and there is no reason for errors, and it is 100% accurate, which a sales representative can see the calculation which is uploaded by a company SPIFF tool by making use of this SPIFF. So the integration of this particular tool is easy, and that's where it can be integrated into multiple CRM tool. Moving over to the next slide. So what is the current drawbacks which is leading to emerging SPIFF tool in the sales industry? So let's take a look on that. So it is time consuming. So as I said, the calculation made on the Excel is always a time consuming. So lack of transparency, though whatever the calculation is made on the Excel sheet will be handled by the accounts department of the sales industry. So that's definitely, it's not transparent to the representative who is bringing the sales. And data fragmentation. So we are going to bring the sales or the numbers from multiple Excel files or multiple products. So that is again being made difficult. And accuracy issue. So definitely the calculation made on the Excel will be having some accuracy issue because of the formulas which will be embedded within the Excel. So which can be manually intervened. And the tedious overrides. So definitely the tedious overrides are handling way where there is a calculation on the Excel. So definitely there is a correction required for a sales rep. So he'll reach out to the organization. So there is a override is happening, and definitely there is a lot of to and fro which is happening between the reps and the company or a department within the organization. So the approval process is tough or a tedious process, so which is made easy within the SPIFF, which leading to the emergence of SPIFF and the query resolution. The query resolution within SPIFF tool is much faster when it compared to the current situation where we are doing the calculation on the Excel. And the scalability, as I explained earlier, so for a multiple product, we have a multiple plan of incentive calculation, which can be embedded within the SPIFF tool, which is making the tool much easier for access for a representative and for his understanding, so that the scalability is being more flexible. It's more flexible in order to understand for a representative, and it is helpful for an organization to build it because it is more scalable. So that is a drawback due to which we have a SPIFF tool coming today. Yeah, let's move on to the next slide. So here we'll be speaking about what are the advantages and disadvantages we'll be covering. So definitely we have spoken about drawbacks, which is the disadvantages. So now let's speak about the advantages, which is leading for the emergence of the SPIFF. So okay, so the experience, the user experience. So when it comes to a user experience, SPIFF is very user friendly. So which will help the representative to look for his numbers easily through a phone or a mobile app. And as I spoke earlier, the scalability issue is solved because when in the current situation, the multiple plan or the multiple product cannot be embedded within a multiple Excel sheets and brought together. So that's been made easy within the SPIFF tool. So the scalability is the one advantage is what we can take a look. And the reporting part is sorted within the SPIFF tool within a separate section of reporting. And the integration, the SPIFF can integrate into a multiple CRM platform. So the integration is much easier. And when it comes to a sales organization, meeting the audit compliance is much important. So even that issue has been solved through a SPIFF because they meet the accounting standard through a SPIFF tool. So whatever the calculations are being made and embedded, so which is a real-time view which sales rep can see. So that is one of the advantages for both company and the sales representative. And when we speak about transparency, definitely at any point of time using the phone, the sales rep can see his numbers. So that's where we can call it as a transparent, very much transparency the SPIFF tool has for the rep. And the customizable plan, as I already told you, we have multiple plans for a multiple product, which is easily customizable when it comes to SPIFF tool. But when we're comparing with the Excel, definitely it is a much tedious process of calculating the plans for multiple products. So these are the advantages what we can take a look when we are implementing SPIFF versus the Excel file what we have in a current situation. So in the next slide, we'll be speaking about the integration and the capabilities of the SPIFF tool. So definitely when it comes to an integration, the SPIFF tool can integrate with multiple APIs and the payroll and human resource platforms and the data warehouses, and also with the multiple CRM platforms. Can I see the next thing? Sorry. Yeah, we also have the ERP and the accounting softwares it can integrate through, and the CRM platform as I mentioned. So these are the integration capabilities of the SPIFF, which will help the companies and the sales rep to perform better. And that's the reason SPIFF is being a component of the SPM by helping the sales organization to perform better.